Assalamu alaikum. The Quran in Arabic is glorious because of the masterful use of Arabic language. We can only get the true message if we are familiar with Arabic language. Let us start today's lesson. Inshallah, today we will study ayat 217 to 221 of Surah Al-Baqarah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
يسألونك عن الشهر الحرام قتال فيه قل قتال فيه كبير وصد عن سبيل الله وكفر به والمسجد الحرام وإخراج أهله منه أكبر عند الله والفتنة أكبر من القتل ولا يزالون يقاتلونكم حتى يردوكم عن دينكم إن استطاعوا ومن يرتدد منكم عن دينه فيمت وهو كافر فأولئك حبطت أعمالهم في الدنيا والآخرة وأولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون.
They ask you about the sacred month, about fighting in it. You say fighting in it is grave sin, but preventing from the way of Allah and disbelief in Him and from Al-Masjid Al-Haram and expulsion of its people from it are graver sin in the sight of Allah, and the oppression is graver than killing. And they will not cease fighting with you until they turn you back from your religion if they are able to. And whoever from you turns back from his religion and he dies while he is a disbeliever, for those their deeds become worthless in this world and the hereafter. And those are the inmates of the fire, they will remain in it forever. Yasaluna, this is Sala question asking about the months which are called haram or sacred one in which the fighting was not allowed. Qital, they are asking about the fighting in this months. Allah Ta'ala says, you say fighting in these months are kabir. Kabir is noun of intensity, and Allah Ta'ala is saying that the fighting is a great sin. But stopping people, saddun sabilullah, from Allah and disbelieve in Him, kafarum, and stopping people from Masjid al-Haram and ikhraju, and then your expulsion of the people of the Haram. They are akbaru. This is superlative degree, akbaru. Bigger sin in the eyes of Allah. Bal fitnatu akbaru min al-qatl. Fitna, oppression, is graver than the killing. Wala yuzaluna, and they will not stop fighting with you hatta yuqatilunakum, until they turn you back, yuruddu an dinikum, from your religion, if they are able to, in istata'u, if they have the ability to do it. And if you turn back, this is form 8, istata'u is form 10, from your religion, deen, then you die, you meet is death. And if you die as kafir, then all your amal, that means whatever you have done, will be habitat. That means worthless in this dunya and in the hereafter. That will become, your doing will become worthless both in this world and the hereafter. And these are the people of fire, and they will remain therein forever. Khalidun. This is active participle. Qul, this is the imperative verb, order or command, and it is weak ajwaf, because the middle letter, the second letter, is weak. And this is the way how we reach to the imperative verb. And this says that you say. Qitalun, qitalin, they are all verbal noun. Both are verbal noun, and they are from form 3. And obviously this means fighting. Yuqadilunakum, this is form 3 imperfect verb, and saying they will not stop fighting with you. This means not fighting with you. Form 3, it says that there is someone or something else present, and the action is performed upon him, her, or it. That is, when you are fighting, obviously the action is performed. Saddun, minal qitali, qitali over here, and ikhraju. These are also verbal noun. Ikhraju is the verbal noun of form 4, and in form 4 the action is performed by yourself, himself. He made himself to do or perform an action. Kabir, this is the noun of intensity, adjective noun of intensity, and it is on the pattern of fa'ilun. Akbar, this is a superlative noun, and that means that it has the great or bigger sin. Fighting or fitna is more sin than the fighting. Istatau is the form 10 perfect verb, and in this form basically it is something, one seeking something, but it also to bring about a change in oneself. Agar where the istatau is that if you are able to, so you have to create an ability, you have to make a change in yourself. Yartadid is form 8, and it is imperfect verb juicy mood, and in form 8 you do something with an effort. So if you turn back then from your religion, then there will be a grave or punishment for you. Ayat 218.
إن الذين آمنوا والذين هاجروا وجاهدوا في سبيل الله أولئك يرجون رحمة الله والله غفور رحيم.
Indeed, those who believed and those who immigrated and fought in the way of Allah, those they hope mercy of Allah, and Allah is most forgiving and most merciful. Aminu, this is form 4 from that you believed. Inna is emphatic, it's for emphasis, and Hajaru and Jahadu, these both are form 3. You immigrate or you fight fi sabilillah, in the way of Allah. You immigrate in the way of Allah, you fight in the way of Allah, and these are the people yarjuna, they are they hope that they will get mercy from Allah. Wallahu Ghafur Rahim, Allah is most forgiving, Ghafur, and most merciful. These two are a noun of intensity. Amanu, this is Form 4, perfect verb, and in form 4, Hamza is prefix to the 3-letter verb, and this is plural. He made himself or to perform an action that he believed in Allah. Hajaru and Jahadu, these both are form 3, perfect verb, that you immigrated and you fight both in the way of Allah. It's not like that just you immigrate to some place. No, you have to immigrate or you have to fight in the way of Allah. And the form 3 is implies that there is someone or something else present and the action is performed upon him, her, or it. So over here, you immigrate, you perform an action, and jahadu, and you fight with some people. Ghafurun and Rahimun, these both are noun of intensity, and they are on the pattern. Ghafurun is on the pattern of faulun, and Rahimun is on the pattern of failun. Ayat 219.
يسألونك عن الخمر والميسر قل فيهما إثم كبير ومنافع للناس وإثمهما أكبر من نفعهما ويسألونك ماذا ينفقون قل العفو كذلك يبين الله لكم الآيات لعلكم تتفكرون.
They ask you about the wine and the gambling. You say in both of them a great sin and benefits for the people, but their sin is graver than their benefits. And they ask you what they should spend. You say the surplus. Like this, Allah makes clear for you the verses that you may ponder. Yasaluna, this is the question, Sa'ala, about the wine, khamri, and maisar, gambling. And then Allah Ta'ala is saying, you say that this is a grave sin, and there are some benefits also for the people, and the sin is greater, graver than the benefits. So Akbar is the superlative degree, over here is used, and Kabirun, it is the noun of intensity. Yasalunaka, then they ask about what they should spend. Yunfiquna, this is form 4. Then Allah Ta'ala is saying, whatever you say, whatever is surplus. Kazalika, this kaf is for similarity. Like this, we make clear, yubayyinu, but it is form 2, in which there is reason and intensity. Clear, Allah makes clear for you His verses. La'allakum, la'alla is for hope and expectations, and then Allah is hoping that you will ponder on, and so that you find some solutions for yourself. This is form. Tatafakkaruna is form 5. Yunfiquna, this is form 4, imperfect verb, and they are asking what we should spend. And Allah Ta'ala is saying, you spend whatever is surplus for you. Yubayinu, this is form 2, and Allah is saying, we make clear for you, describes for you, that is, explains the verses. Causative and intensive action is there in form 2. La'alla, this is the particle resembling the verb, and there are two meanings. It signifies hope and expectations, and apprehension and fear. Over here, it is used as an expectation or hope that you may ponder. Tatafakkaruna, this is form 5, and in form 5, ta is added to form 2, and in form 2, the second article is developed. So fakkara, so say from fakkara it becomes tafakkara, and it is imperfect verb. Form 5, whatever action is done through form 2, it's from the point of view of the object. It reflects the reflexive and effective meaning that he made himself or he made something undergo an action and to undergo change. So tatafakkaruna, that you may ponder, and pondering also you should go under action, or do you go for a change. Ayat 220.
في الدنيا والآخرة ويسألونك عن اليتامى قل إصلاح لهم خير وإن تخالطوهم فإخوانكم والله يعلم المفسد من المصلح ولو شاء الله لأعنتكم إن الله عزيز حكيم.
In this world and the hereafter, you ponder in this world and in the hereafter, and they ask you about orphans. You say improvement for them is best, and if you associate with them, then they are your brothers. And Allah knows the corrupter from the amender. And if Allah had willed, surely could have put you in difficulties. Indeed, Allah is Almighty, all wise. This the dunya over here, the world and the hereafter, is for tatafakkaruna, which has been in the last ayat. You ponder about this world and also about the hereafter. Then they ask about yatama, the orphans, and Allah Ta'ala is saying, you say islahun, that means improvement in them is good for you, or it is best for you. And in this is the conditional particle to khalituhum, and if you want to associate with them, then you are brothers for them. Wallahu ya'lamul mufsidin, and Allah knows. Ya'lamu, Allah knows whether you are corrupter or you are going to make improvement or amendment and do something good for them. Walau sha'allahu la'anatukum, and if Allah had willed that you are put into difficulties, la'anatukum, this lam is for emphasis, and this hamza is of form 4, and this law, this is conditional particle, a condition which is not fulfilled. That means that Allah has not put you in difficulties, but if Allah would have put you in difficulties, He can do that. Inna Allah Azizun Hakim, and Allah is Almighty, all wise. Both are Azizun and Hakimun are noun of intensity. Islamun, it is form 4 verbal noun. The verbal noun is in Arabic called masdar, is the verb minus the tense and the subject. That is, there is no subject and there is no tense. It means like dakhala means he entered, and yadkhulu means he is entering or he will enter. The verbal noun will be the khulun, means entry. So in good examples over here on the pattern of khulun, these are on the different patterns, like for instance khurujun, exit, sujudun, prostration, rukun, from raka, julusun, sitting, and so they have numerous patterns, and whenever they come, we always described it. Mafsida and Musli, and then Allah knows who is the corrupter. This is the active participle of form 4, from fasada, from fasad, and Muslis from islah. Again, it is the active participle. Allah knows better who is what. La'anatakum, this lam is for emphasis. This is called emphatic lam, and this is hamza is for form 4. Tukhalituhum, this is form 3, and if you want to associate with yourself with them, the orphans, then you are brother for them. Now, this is a conditional particle, is used to express an unfulfilled condition in the past. If I would have put you in the difficulties, you will be in a problem. But I have not. That's why the uh, conditional particle law has been used over here. Azizun and Hakimun, they are both a noun of intensity on the pattern of Failun. Ayat 221.
ولا تنكحوا المشركات حتى يؤمن ولأمة مؤمنة خير من مشركة ولو أعجبتكم ولا تنكحوا المشركين حتى يؤمنوا ولعبد مؤمن خير من مشرك ولو أعجبكم أولئك يدعون إلى النار والله يدعو إلى الجنة والمغفرة بإذنه ويبين آياته للناس لعلهم يتذكرون.
And do not marry polytheistic women until they believe, and surely a believing slave woman is better than the polytheistic woman, even she pleases you. And do not give your women in marriage to the polytheistic men until they believe, and a believing slave man is better than a polytheist man, even though he may please you. Those they invite to the fire, and Allah invites you to paradise and to forgiveness by His permission. And He makes clear His verses to the people with the hope that they may remember. Wala tanku, this lam is a prohibitive lam, and it is used like in command for doing for not doing something. And over here it is used that you should not marry a woman, mushrikatin, who is a mushrik, until she becomes a Muslim or a believer. And then wali amatum, over here lam is for emphasis, and it say that a slave woman is better than the mushrika, even if you like her or she pleases you, the mushrik woman. This is form 4. Wala tanku, and again this prohibitive law, and you should not give in marriage your women to mushrikina, to the mushrik men, and that is and until they become believer. And slave man is better than the mushrik man, even though he pleases you. Ulaika yaduna ilanar, they invite you, invite you to the fire, whereas Allah invite you to the Jannah and for forgiveness with His permission. And yubayyinu, He makes clear for you His ayat for the people. And la'allahum, and He hope that you will be remembering Him, doing zikr for Him, inshallah. You minna, this is the feminine plural, third person, and you minu is the third person masculine plural. Muminatun, this is the active participle for feminine, and muminun, this is the active participle for masculine. And this is the way how it is made over here. And this is form 4, where action is performed by yourself. Mushrikati, this is the accusative feminine plural, form 4. And mushrikatin, this is the feminine indefinite active participle. This is a singular. Mushrikina, this is masculine plural. and mushrikin is the singular for masculine, and they are all active participle. The root is sharaka from mushrik. Ajabatkum, this is the feminine singular, and ajabakum is the masculine singular. These are all form 4 used over here, which is the action himself. He made himself to do or perform an action, even if they pleases you or you like you, and he pleases you or he likes you. Ajabatkum, even she pleases you, and ajabakum, even he pleases you. The slave girl and man are better than these mushrik people. Plurals of nouns and adjectives. The singular is mu'minun and mushrikun, and then when you put waw noon and make before the mu'min, then it becomes nominative, and mu'minina, or here you put ya noon, and the noon gets the kasra, and both for accusative and genitive it is the same. Over here mu'minun has been used and mushrikeen has been used. The difference is that accusative and genitive are both the same, although the accusative should have alif noon over here, but again this is the difference, that it has the same form as the genitive. Feminine plurals, mu'minatun, ta is the shine over here for the feminine, and alif ta is added to make it the plural, and when the ta gets the dhamma, then it is nominative, and then the ta gets the kasra, it's both accusative and genitive, although in accusative it should have the fatha, but it has kasra instead of fatha. The probative law in Arabic, if you have to say you go, you say izhab, and to say you do not go, you add a la before the imperative verb, and the imperative verb becomes mazum, that is juicy mood. And these are the examples given over here, and the juicy mood of singular is made by putting sukoon on the last letter and by dropping the noon of the plural, and the putting la before it makes it the probative la, preventing from you to make an action. Like for instance, la tunkihu, that is you should not marry and you should not let marry the women to the mushrik men and women. Tadhabu, these are the singular and these are the plurals. For the singular, on the last letter, if you get the sukoon, it becomes juicy mood, that is mazum, and these are the you in the normal law when used, you are not going or will not go, but when you say la tazhab, that means you are ordering you do not go, and for the plural, all of you do not go. Tunkehu is form 4, and Allah is saying la tunkehu, that means you should not get the woman, your woman, married to the mushrik men. La'alla, it's a particle resembling the verb and it means hope and expectations. Over here it has been used for hope and expectations. Yatazakkarun, this is an important verb actually, form 5, and that you make zikr, you remember Allah, and form 5 is that you made himself or he made something undergo an action, so you have to make an zikr, and you have to make a change in yourself as well after doing the zikr. So there should be you should go to undergo a change. Alhamdulillah, we finished our lesson today. The PDF file link is there in the description. Click on it. It will generate a request for access. Click on the request, then the message will come to me, and then I will give you the permission. The PDF file is very important. It has got a lot of information. Please read to really understand the language.